All right, we've got it together, and it's been, I want to say 4 weeks, maybe 6 weeks since we've been using it, and there's a couple really great things about it, a couple things that I'd like to change. One huge shout out to my beautiful wife is these doors. Wasn't going to design them with doors because I had a whole plan on how to make a fancy feeding and watering system. That'll be a different video, but for now, just doing it the old-fashioned way, and I'm so thankful for these doors. Them opening this way, great. Really like that. Instead of opening up, we'll get to that on the back side of the coop. Recommendation, get bigger hinges. I had to use what I have on hand. But what's nice is that it does make it easy to this one, the bottom hinge broke, so I'm having to be very delicate with the door. So it'll stay open, just so. Hinges, as I mentioned, this door I have to set just like that. A rear access on the bottom side would have been nice, but again, once we switch to a different feeder that's on the outside, I don't think that'll be necessary. But for now, kind of do a duck crawl, because we have ducks, and go put it way back there because it keeps it out of the rain. And it actually does a good job. That 4x4 area does a really great job of keeping their feed really dry. Okay, so while I'm in here, I'll talk about this guy. The angle is good for chickens, not good for ducks. They struggle to come down, and so I would probably do more for a duck, primarily duck portable coop. I'd probably come down at a less steep angle and do like a little platform and then come down again to give them more room to walk down. Their feet just don't, their claws don't really grab well into the material. Second thing, this space on this side is actually kind of a trap zone for the chickens and ducks because they can fall down in between the spaces. I mean, as they grow, that'll be less and less of a concern, but I think if I were to rebuild it, I would actually make the steps just go to the side, and it would make it just a little bit wider anyway. Door is working great. This is great. Nothing else internally I want to talk through, and I'm sure glad I painted it all, you know, because now it's covered in poop. So for water, right now, I've been using a Tupperware container. And what's amazing is the amount of mud that they manage from a small surface area, they manage to get into this container. A little bit of fresh water in there, swoosh it around. I learned the hard way to be careful because this will slosh right up in your face. But the ducks have been loving it. They're bathing in it. It's plenty of water for the ducks and chickens. And again, having these doors here sure makes it convenient and nice and easy to change out their water. So we'll probably keep this, even though we're gonna put waterers back there next to the food, we'll probably keep this here and just change it out for the ducks to have them a place to bathe and play and wash off. The biggest change I'd make on this coop is the choice of siding. I got this oriented strand board because it was super inexpensive and I thought it would hold up fairly well once painted, but it actually does not. It doesn't show on this side, but a lot of these pieces, when they were painted, actually curled up away from it, kind of making the problem worse. So there's no, even though I sprayed this and put on, I think 2 coats of primer and 2 coats of exterior paint, it still isn't enough to prevent water penetration. Here's an example. See how this has started to warp, pull away from the layers behind it? That's just an opportunity for water to get in there. So definitely don't use OSB as external siding. I ran my wire for the little solar panel for the door through the wood and put the siding on it because I thought that'd seal it up real nice. But the problem that I ran into is that the lip I put isn't quite long enough. But the solar panel does fit nicely on top and just sits between 2 screws. One of these days I'll use my fancy 3D printer and print a new mount that screws onto here and holds it up correctly. So the back side of the coop actually turned out really well, and I'm proud of how it turned out. The hinges I bought, which I got off of Amazon, work really well. They're very deep hinges because this is a 2x4 frame. I can't show you now, the chickens are still in there. Love these latches too. They're very much coon proof because you have to pull on them and there's a spring you have to pull against. I'll show you on this one a little easier, like that, and it holds it out of the way. So in order to get the door open, you have to do both of them, et cetera, et cetera. It's not just one of those little throw over latches that you'd use on a screen door. Putting the plastic coated wire on there, I wasn't thrilled about because it has to kind of crimp around the corners, which makes it wave like this. But that's really just a cosmetic thing. It serves its purpose. Something that I would definitely change as well, these bottom braces are 2x4s that were just toe-nailed using screws into these 4x4s. Really bad design. As soon as we started pulling this coop on the concrete inside of the shop, they immediately started to buckle backwards. They've held up, they're serving their purpose of keeping this safe, but definitely need to revisit that on the drawing board. And the door style. This door works well, flips up, but it's super heavy. And because it's so heavy, it's almost, it's kind of like it's dangerous looming over your head because it could fall. Of course, there's ways to, we'll put latches on it and stuff to keep it from falling. And I chose this design to make it easier to get the trays out. But I would prefer just to stick with the barn door style, like on the front of the coop. I think it would be easier. Plus, like right now, I could actually open it and show you like a peek inside and maybe some of the door frame. But right now, if I open this, all those animals are gonna come flying out of there. But if it was the barn door style, I'm sorry, French door style, it would be a lot easier and I could possibly just like stick my hand in there and grab something. And this is another example of no matter how much you spray, there's still holes and pockets for water to get into. But as a prototype, it is definitely serving its purpose, and I've just learned so much in building it and actually putting it in the yard and putting animals in it and seeing how they use it, seeing how they behave. So I'm looking forward to building the next iteration of a chicken tractor.